You know, deep inside the computer you're probably using right now, there's a secret component. It wakes up long before you even see your login screen. It has its own processor, its own operating system, and it has complete access to your hardware. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the Intel Management Engine.
So, let's just get right to it. Is there really a secret computer running inside your PC? Well, the short answer is pretty much yeah. And understanding what it is, why it's there, and the incredible power it holds is absolutely crucial for anyone who cares about their digital security. So let's dive in and figure out what this second computer is all about.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to uncover what this computer inside a computer actually is. Then we'll look at why Intel put it there in the first place, the intended benefits. After that, we'll get into the scary stuff, the hidden dangers, and some pretty serious real-world vulnerabilities. Then we'll investigate the quest to shut it down. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a practical action plan you can actually use.
All right, first up, what in the world is this hidden computer? Let's unveil the Intel Management Engine. The Intel Management Engine, or ME for short, is basically a tiny, self-contained computer that lives right on your machine's chipset. I think the best way to think about it is like this. It's your computer's secret building superintendent. It's always powered on, it literally holds the keys to every single room, and it starts its work before anyone else even shows up. And get this, it runs its own tiny, specialized operating system, and it has this super privileged access to all your hardware, completely invisible to Windows or Mac OS.
Now, it is absolutely crucial to understand the difference between the management engine itself and a feature you might have heard of called Active Management Technology, or AMT. A lot of people get this mixed up. Think of it this way. The ME is the foundational platform. It's the hardware that's always on. AMT is just an application that runs on top of that platform. It's what gives IT departments those superpowers to remotely control a PC, and I mean full keyboard, video, and mouse control, even when the computer is supposedly turned off. So the ME is the stage, and AMT is just one of the actors that can perform on it.
So you're probably wondering, if this thing is so secretive and powerful, why does it even exist? Well, the MI was actually designed with some pretty powerful benefits in mind, basically to act as a guardian for your system.
So, what's the official story? Well, first, it acts as what's called a root of trust. It's like the bouncer for your system's startup process, making sure that your core software, your BIOS, hasn't been messed with before anything else loads. It also protects your encryption keys, kind of like a built-in security chip, which is super important. And of course, for big companies, it enables that crazy powerful remote management through AMT that we just talked about.
But here's the twist in the story. The very same power that makes the ME a guardian also makes it an incredibly dangerous single point of failure when things go wrong.
And believe me, things have gone wrong. This isn't just theoretical. Back in 2017, there was a critical flaw that let attackers completely bypass the AMT login. No password needed. They basically got the keys to the kingdom. Later that same year, more bugs were found in the ME's own code. Then in 2018, another one. This pattern shows us that when the Guardian itself has a weakness, the entire castle is at risk.
This quote really gets to the heart of the risk. So in computing, you have these privilege levels called rings. Your normal apps run at ring 3. Your operating system, the boss, runs at ring 0. While a compromised management engine operates at what security researchers call ring -3. It's a level of access so deep, so fundamental that it's completely invisible to your OS and any antivirus you have running. It's the absolute perfect hiding place for the most dangerous malware imaginable.
Okay, so this all leads to a very natural, very big question. If this thing is so risky, can't we just, turn it off? Can we just evict the superintendent?
Well, the short and simple answer from Intel is no. The management engine is actually required for the system to even boot up, so there's no official off switch you can just flip. And let me be really clear about this. Going into your BIOS and clicking Disable AMT or uninstalling some driver in Windows does not turn off the management engine. Nope, it's still there, it's still running. You've just locked a few of the doors that lead to it.
But, of course, the security community is resourceful, and they've found a few workarounds. The simplest thing you can do is to unprovision AMT in your BIOS. That basically shuts down its network features. Then there's the expert way, which involves using special tools to essentially neuter the ME, stripping out most of its functions. But I have to warn you, this is risky stuff. You can permanently break your machine. And finally, there's a temporary soft disable option on some systems, but it's not a permanent fix.
Okay, So with all that complexity, what can you actually do? It can feel a little overwhelming, I know. So let's break down a practical action plan to help you take back some control. All right, here's what you can do today. Number one, and this is non-negotiable, always keep your firmware updated. That's your first and best line of defense against known bugs. Second, for pretty much every home user out there, the single most effective step you can take is to go into your BIOS and disable or unprovision AMT. Just turn it off. If you're running a network, block the AMT ports at your firewall. And if you absolutely must use AMT, make sure you isolate it on its own separate hardened network.
For those who want to take it even further, there are alternatives, but they all come with trade-offs. You can find specialized laptops that use open-source firmware and come with a neutralized ME. For servers, there are open-source options like OpenBMC. And before you ask, no, just switching to AMD isn't a magic bullet. They have a very similar technology called the Platform Security Processor, or PSP, which works a lot like the ME and, yep, has had its own set of vulnerabilities. The goal here isn't always total elimination, but more about gaining transparency and control.
So in the end, we're left with this paradox. The Intel Management Engine is both a powerful guardian and a massive hidden risk. It's the second brain in your machine that you probably didn't even know you had. So now that you know it's there, understanding it, keeping it patched, and locking it down is key. The real question is, how much control do you want over the computers inside your computer?